I wanted to show you how to use Mixamo and then import that into Blender to create a motion clip for Comfy UI and Animate Diffuse. So I'm in Mixamo right now by Adobe. I believe you need to have an Adobe account to use it, but it's very, very powerful and very quick to get what you're looking for. So basically, you can use your left mouse click to move around, middle mouse to pan, and then zoom in and out with your right mouse click here. Now, one thing I have noticed is that if your character does not have a face on here, when it is rendering out AI, the faces will flicker. So it's just something that I had noticed. So on this one, I'm going to use a character that actually has a face on it to see if we get better results. Go over to characters on the tab here, and for this, I think what I want to do is just maybe pick, let me see if I can find a fun character here. This is the one I'm using right here called Mannequin, and it's been giving me fairly good results. Let's do this Leonard character. So let's say use this character. Now what you want to do is click over to the animations tab, and you can do whatever you want. On this one, I'm going to have a character running. So just type in running, hit the search button. Here's the one I like right here, called running. Now see how he keeps running towards the camera? What you want to do is say run in place, and there you go. Now your character will actually stay still. The other thing I usually do is I drag these out like this. Usually it doesn't matter. You can also change, the speed of the run that you want. And it will completely loop, which is fantastic. Once you get what you like, click this download right here and save it as an FBX file. Change the frame rate to 24, and then you don't need to change anything else on there. Just say download. And that should just take just a couple seconds. All right, once we have that, we're gonna jump over into Blender. Once we are in Blender, go to File, and then you want to go to Import, and then you want to look for FBX. So click on the FBX, look for the location of where you saved it, and go ahead and open it. And if you got the cube, just delete the cube, and here you go. Here's our file. And then you have different render modes right here. One thing I would suggest doing, if you have an HDR, throw that on there. Let's see if I can load it up here. And create world nodes. There we go. Just so that way we have a better lit character here. Now we don't want the background to show up. We want a solid background. So I'm using this Easy HDRI. That allows me to change the color to a solid. On this one, I'm actually going to make it white. I want to make sure that it's easily viewable. Hopefully you're familiar with Blender. If not, I have shortcuts set up on here, but you want to make sure that when you hit 0 on your keyboard, that goes into your on your number pad. That goes to what the camera is actually seeing. I want it looking straight forward, so I'm going to hit Control-Alt-0, and that locks the camera right where you're looking. And then if you click this right here, camera to view, this will allow you to use your mouse wheel to zoom in and out, and then we can position where we want our camera to be. So I want it kind of looking straight on like this. And if you click on the little armature, this little part right here, you'll see all the frames right here. So it stops at frame 31. So click on the end and go to 31. Now when we press play, we will have a complete loop of our character. And that's it. So what I recommend doing after you get that, by the way, if you don't want to see your armature, it's not going to render it, but you can click right over here and uncheck armature. And that way you don't have to look at it if it bugs you. So your next step, go into your output properties, find a location where you want to save this. In here, we'll say running, and this one is, there's one other step I'd recommend doing. So this is 31 frames. It's enough for a very quick loop, but If you want a really good animation, I would probably take it into video editing software. That way you have a little more environment to play with on there. DaVinci Resolve, I'll just go ahead and show you how to do this now. That way it's easy. So make sure when you open up, I just dragged the clip right in here, but go into your properties, change this to 1024, 512, hit save. Now we don't have any black bars on there. And then all I'm gonna do is just duplicate this. There we go. And then if you click this button right here, you'll see that now we have, I think 3 seconds is okay. All right, and then once you have that, go to the little rocket down here to deliver it. Then once we get there, the resolution's already set up. It has to be on MPEG-4 and H.264. And then on this one, I'm going to say running 3 seconds. There we go. And just hit add to render queue. There we go. And we are done. Okay, so I don't need to save that out. Once you have that all done, this is where you go into your Comfy UI. I'm not going to show you the setup on here. There is lots of videos of how people do this, and I will put some links in the comments of some of the best tutorials on that. But here's what you do. On this input right here, you go to choose file to upload, and then we're going to look for the 3-second clip right here. Say upload, and then you type in the prompt that you want. So let me change this right in here. I always like putting, use your mouse wheel to zoom in, by the way. I like putting Zeiss lens f1.8 on a lot of my images. It gives a really nice depth of field and bokeh effect, and that's how you get these real nice realistic looking images. But for this, we're going to say it doesn't matter the gender. It's just going to use this image as like a map. So you can say a woman running from a herd of cats, whatever you want. And then all you have to do, the engines. My favorite engine is this Universal Stable. They just came out with a new one, V7. I like V5 for doing these. I find that the renders look a little bit different. You can kind of see, this is what I was talking about with the face issue. If you don't have a face on there, I think this will solve the issue. Because right now what's happening is there's no face, and so it flickers. So what we're going to do is once you get your prompt done, you're going to hit this Q button right here, and it is going to come up here, and there's all of our keyframes of the gentleman or the character running. And this next step takes a long time, this compressor right here. What it's doing is it's using a control net to map out each one of these frames as a wireframe. And it will also, if you notice, I have detect hand, detect body, detect face. So it's going to use all of those facial features, and you have a resolution where you can change it. It's set to 512, so you can change that. I would be very careful about how high you go on that. The settings I've been using on mine is around 0.9, start percentage 0, and then end percentage 1. Tinker around with it until you find something that works for you, and if you find something better, please do share. This community has been trying to help everyone out. I use the VHS video combine. So if you double click, you can type in VHS video combine. I love this one. It allows you to save it out as a H.264, which is great because otherwise you get a GIF file, and GIF files are like usually 256 colors. So they're going to be really, really compressed video. The other thing that's really great is you can save out as multiple files of getting, let me see if I can drop this video down so you can see it. And there you go. So you can see now we have this very, very fluid motion. His head has a weird bobble on there, but I think that was the original animation. But yeah, so this is a great way of enhancing your your videos to change the frame rates just in case it's not fluid enough. So I'm going to pause this and then we'll see what our render looks like. All right, I believe I'm back. Hopefully the audio is working on this. I'm glad I used my phone as a backup because my audio did not record again. But I just want to kind of give you an example of where we're at so far. And the face is still doing the whole flicker. So it did not fix the issue I was talking about. But the other thing is my samples are very low. So if you move this up to 50, your render, oh, by the way, if you can't like get to your value, just click on this again, hit tab and enter, and that will pull you out of there. It's kind of a glitch. I also noticed that there's another glitch in Comfy. If you zoom out too far, you can't see the text anymore. So you just have to kind of keep zooming in on it. But I just want to show you, this is what the little animation turned out like. It's a mess. The cats are all over the place. I'm going to be working on another video to see if it can actually use like objects from Blender. So that way it will use those objects in the scene as maps for whatever other types of creatures or things you want in the scene. But the nice thing is, if you notice, her clothes are pretty stable. Her hands are not too bad, although her fingers, I think on that video his fingers are in, yeah. So it actually can do fingers pretty well with this, but yeah, this model his fingers are in, which is fine. But yeah, hopefully this will work. Now I do have a solution for this. There is some software on After Effects that can map anything that you want onto anything, a face or whatever. But it's like this incredible tracking software that can map onto anything. So you can take this into After Effects, key her out of this scene, and then map on a different face on there and track it, and you should have a perfect face. So yeah, this is just a start. Hopefully this helps, and I'll see you guys in the next one.